Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the super short Crusaders of the Lost Isles weekly live stream this week. So it turns out someone changed the XSplit login, so I had trouble starting the stream because it was going to send to the wrong Twitch. So yeah, we figured that out. Yay! But it's got to be short because we do have another stream starting on the Codename Games channel at 11:15, so I do want to give time to Margaret to switch places. So yeah, I'm Erika, the live services manager for Crusaders, and with me is Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm the lead artist for Crusaders and the person that does the coloring sheets for you guys. And my Twitter is at Skeleven, and I think that's all the points I really need to hit.
The salient points. Yeah, so quick run through the Queen Steed coloring sheets. There weren't terribly many submissions, so it shouldn't be too long.
There weren't a ton, but they were all pretty different, which I thought was pretty cool. So this one is by Arhu Agaga, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, but I infer an entire story from this thing. There's like a fire going off on this like off screen here, and they're watching it. It makes it seem all very sinister. But I like it a lot because like you can see orange lighting on the side of both of them, and the little wispy stuff in the sky is embers. I just think it was a really interesting direction to put it in.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I called it Game of Thrones theory when I shared it with the work.
Oh yeah. And I really like how metallic Bruno's horn looks with the shading and stuff. It looks really good. Yeah. So as I said, inferring a whole little story from it is very cool.
Yeah.
And here's the first one from Azaria, or should have been the other way around. Sorry. Where they did normal colors for Bruno and Ciri, and we've got just nice little like wheaty or those little puffball seeds, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Springtime fairies. I used to call them when I was a kid. Yeah. I like, making sure to be different colors for the little like marking bits of the dress. There's probably a better word for that, but I don't have it right now. But just overall a nice, what you'd sort of expect, unicorn and the queen and stuff. And then they did an alternate one that I like quite a lot. That's got the Kelpie Bruno. And poor Ciri, I guess, has been pulled underwater because now it's little bubbles in certain places. And Kelpie Bruno looks really good. So that's another fun sort of narrative thing going on. Like that quite a bit. Thank you. Oh yes. So this was a newcomer, Invento Cave or Cave, uncertain. But they had mentioned that they basically took up coloring again for the first time in X years, like 25 years or something.
Yeah.
Which is super duper cool, and it looks super nice. I love all the shading in all of these flowers. I think this little peachy rose is my favorite because it's got like 3 or 4 different colors in it. I also like that it's kind of like a pond with like lilies and stuff at the bottom there, and some like rocks around it. That's a very cool interpretation. I like quite a bit. Yeah, this one's really cool to see. And there's some like red veins in this green leaf from this not bluebell.
Yeah,
so that's
lots of detail, lots of pencil crayon work.
yes, definitely pencil crayon. And consistency, this little white trail of flowers with a little bit of pink on them. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. And here we've got another one from James Incandenza, I believe. A nice like wheat field, and the colors for Siri make me think of like the African flag, I think. I'm pretty bad with flags, but that's my instinct anyway. And I like it. It's real good. The bright colors stand out, but also they're fairly harmonious together.
Yeah, I like the take on Bruno's horn color that goes well with the skin color chosen.
Yeah, it stands out very well. And yeah, like magical wheat field or something, which is pretty cool. Suoxons, I believe. Basically sort of canon colors, and they went through the effort of shading, which looks great. It always adds that little extra bit of dimension.
Yeah.
And rainbowy for Bruno's horn. It's also really nice. Yeah, I like this kind of paler purple and then just a couple little bits of gold. Because Siri's original design is very plain, so I took a couple liberties with the coloring sheet, so I enjoy seeing people take even more liberties with what colors they chose. Thank you very much. And they did another one. I think this was the one that they referred to as like Freaky Friday, where they basically swap their color schemes. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, no, it totally rocks.
Yeah. Now Siri looks like either an underwater or maybe ice queen, which is really fun. And there's a little bit of rainbow in her crown with the jewels. That's a nice subtle touch. And Bruno, just as like pretty much a normal horse, looks pretty good. If I do say so myself, horses are very hard to draw, so
yeah.
Silexi, another wonderful pencil crayon piece. I like that they put a little gold trim on the cape.
Yeah,
that's nice.
That's really cool.
And makeup for Siri, got for the queen. Another rainbow horn.
They actually made the bubbles look like dandelion fluffs.
Oh yeah, they do. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't have any specific idea of what they were, so it's very cool seeing all the different decisions of what they could be. And Bruno's hair, both mane and tail and little leg tufts, might be my favorite part of this. It's like streaked with different colors of blue.
Yeah.
Just looks really nice. And they also did the like weedy texture on these guys. And several different greens. All looking real nice. Thank you very much, Silexi. And Via 119.
The one we missed last week, I think.
This might have been the one we missed. There's a couple actually in here of non-Queen Siri. But it's real good. Sorry.
No, it's really awesome. Kind of really a Little Mermaid take on Princess Val.
Yeah, she's very, very Little Mermaid in color scheme, but I really like Sal's color scheme here. I think it looks really cool. These blues and gold, and recoloring the cape to make it more like really long hair. I think it looks really good. And the shading as well, that extra effort as always, and a little bit of bloody teeth. I mean, of course.
Had a snack while they were out riding, yep.
Yeah, and the shine on all the bubbles. Yeah, it's Wonderful. That's what I'll say. So thank you, Via, and apologies if I had missed that because I can't remember. But here's Via's queen sheet, which is just so pretty. I really love this color scheme with like the Aurora Borealis, and it all looks extra.
Grass reflection.
Yeah, it all looks extra magical. Again, Bruno's hair, sort of having fading colors, looks really nice. And the kind of like glow on the lines is very interesting. But yeah, it's all the color scheme for this one for me. It's really good. Oh, and they also even the little ones in the background made sure to make them glowy as well. Thank you, Via. And this might have been the one that was missed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So Via again, going through and doing all kinds of cognitive sheets is very cool to see some old ones. Yeah, man, I forget when this one was, but when I saw it in the thread, I was like, oh man, I forgot about this one completely.
It might have been
like summer.
Yeah, probably summer, off week or something. Because it wasn't pool party because we hadn't started the streams yet.
Right.
Yeah, it would have been Bubba. It would have been for Bubba's event, so.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, long time ago.
Yeah, a while.
Anyway, lots of effort into the shading here, with, a pretty clear light source for the sunset. You can see, it goes dark on this side of Bubba, but then dark on this side of Bernard. Yeah, pinpointing your light source if you're doing shading is so important, and it really grounds everything. So this is just fabulous. Very, very good job. Thank you, Via. And Via did another one of Bruno and Siri, with very sort of pale pastel-y sort of colors, and again some very nice shading, sort of stark colors. It must be a nice bright day. This makes me think of like an older photograph that's gotten all faded.
Yeah.
It's really nice. There's just a little bit of like the green really sticks out among all the paler colors. Oh, excuse me. And Zizix, they've been submitting basically every sheet possibly the whole time, which is kudos for your commitment.
Yes,
that's fun. Lots of different colors. I like how many colors are in this scepter alone. Yeah, some interesting choices. Although Bruno is basically Bruno, but the red skin blonde hair is it's an interesting one. Anyway, that's our last one of that. So thanks everybody for submitting and blah blah blah. Sorry.
We don't have to go that quickly, but yes. Yeah. Thank you everyone for participating. It's always awesome to see what we get.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna stop talking quite so much now, and you can ask Erika all your questions and chat about Crusaders and stuff.
Sorry again for the late start, but hey, it was the raffle keywords. That was cool. Congratulations to Jetward for winning. We got Fuzzy Wabbit saying, yay, howdy, Erika and Kat, because they were hanging out in chat during the technical difficulties.
Yes, thank you to everybody who came early and waited for us. We're very apologetic.
And howdy to you, Fuzzy Wabbit. John the Gamer Guru says, hey, I just want to say thanks for keeping the game alive and fun. I'd have hated for it to turn into another Clicker Heroes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I think they did like an update last year, didn't they? But they had turned most of their focus to Clicker Heroes too. Which I think they're still working on, actually. But yeah, no, as long as the players are playing Crusaders and supporting it, then we will keep updating it. yeah. Yeah. Storinda, this stream needs more squiggles. Yeah, a little bit more squiggles. I'm surprised no one tried to hide them in Bruno's hair or something on the coloring sheets.
Yeah, that hasn't been so much a thing for a while.
Yeah. Prince Caro says, is there a problem with the servers? I can't log in. We had a little bit of a bump earlier this morning. Which client are you using, the Steam or the Crusader, or the Codename one? Because I know I managed to get into the Steam one eventually once we fixed the problem, but yeah, we are looking into what caused that issue this morning as well. Using the Codename launcher, okay. So I'll just poke Kevin about that. I mean, he's probably looking into it. They were going to look into adding more memory to the master server. Only some accounts. This is weird.
Mysteries abound.
Mysteries abound, yeah. I know Wilson was having troubles too, so. Fun. Hopefully we can get that sorted out and understand why it's happening. So, yeah, as per the stream overlay and the code, Tier 5 Ghost Beard's Greed is launching this afternoon after we figure out the server problems. So that's 7 new objectives for you to tackle if you want to. They're not quite as hard as the Tier 4 11ths because it's not an 11th objective, it's just normal Tier 5 objectives. But there's an interesting twist this time around. I've added a new monster to all 7 of those objectives, and yeah, so there's an achievement for killing that new monster across all the Tier 5 objectives, and if you don't get it before you finish those, then we'll remember to make sure it's available for when we do Tier 6 and Tier 7, etc. Ghost Beard objectives. But yeah, there's an achievement for killing the new monster across all those objectives with a nice little DPS bonus. So that'll be fun, and if it works out, it may show up in more places. And yes, it is also the batch of runes with the Mindy and Kieran runes. So
long-awaited.
Well, long-awaited and possibly overpowered. So we're starting a little small in those. If it's too small, I may creep it up a bit, but when I was testing, Mindy's was pretty powerful with the strength that I gave it. So, but yes, I didn't chicken out and just do DPS on Karen and Mindy. I did go for their formation abilities. Gragatrim, is there any chance you could add the player's user ID and hash to the options? The raw user data is nice, but it doesn't update unless you restart the game. No. You're not supposed to be giving your hash to anyone, so we probably wouldn't put it in data that you might copy and paste somewhere. GSR saying it is too small, that's why we need Mindy 2. Yeah, Mindy 2 is still on the planning, but probably still Mindy power, obviously, because Mindy's too OP. Gregotrim, with the rune effects not being copied by Mindy's mime, Karen's rune doesn't actually give any benefit since we only get use from Mindy's copy of Center of the Universe. I mean, if Karen's the only Crusader you can use, she's still probably good. Rusty Knight 8. Hiya, both of you. Hope you're keeping well. I kind of remembered to actually make a note of some of the questions I had. As we are getting more Crusaders, they can be limited a bit by the fact that there's only 3 types of abilities, the triangle, diamond, and circle-shaped ones, which then may or may not be affected by Mindy, Kildare, or propping. Any chance of an entirely new type of ability that works differently? Like, what would it be if it's not an upgrade or a formation ability? Or an active ability? Like, what would it be? But, I mean, if we did come up with an idea, it's a possibility, although, yeah, pretty much everything fits into the upgrade or formation ability category, so. I've been saying Mindy 2 since last year. I've been saying a lot of things for many years. It's just a matter of when we actually plan them. I was saving Mindy 2 for something special, and it hasn't been a good chance to do it yet, that's all. Slow 1235. I am a new player. Which Crusader should I first unlock the runes on? Well, it depends on what Crusaders you own, how fast you're acquiring the new Crusaders, and who's your main DPS right now, or which ability you think will benefit you, really. But yeah, early game, probably one of your main DPS Crusaders or your main support Crusaders. Or, well, I guess probably Detective Canes, because that's Gold No, you don't have Golden Age talent yet. Yeah, so depending on where you are in the game, what talents you have, probably just, yeah, your main DPS Crusaders rune. Full chain. Yay, DST. It's 1 a.m. instead of 2 a.m. for the stream. Well, thank you for staying up for the stream.
Yeah, hey. We were just talking about you before. Hope everything's going well. Know you were excited for the Bruno and Siri sheet. A little sad not to see one. Not trying to rush you or nothing.
GSR, special as in from an event, maybe a tier 11, 11th tier 5. Some other special method of unlocking, that might be fun. Some other special method of unlocking. Which is why it's taking me so long to get her out, not her, it's not going to be a her, it might not be a her, Mindy 2 out. That's why it's a her, because it's Mindy 2, right? Mm-hmm. Clop Jiggles, how do you get past the first area of Tier 4 Acme Dark Souls? At some point the monster stops spawning for some reason and I can't complete the area. I know we had some bugs over the weekend with the debris from things falling, sticking around on the screen. Trying to remember, aside from the anvils falling, what the monsters would do on that one. So old a campaign. Acme. Da, da, da. No, it's just a 5-second anvil drop. It doesn't say anything special about the monsters. Yeah, I'm not sure why the monsters would stop spawning then. Unless we have a hidden mechanic we didn't bother listing in the descriptions. But yeah, no, it should just be anvils killing your Crusaders. Monkey Cat, can you make a button to open 1,000 chests at once, please? It takes so long to open 5,000 chests plus. No, we are not adding a times 1,000 button. The times 100 button's a bit much. Especially if you're using it more than 4 or 5 times, even though we improved it a bit. So yeah, I don't want to do 1,000 or more. Fly by Moon. Question about the thing that was already fixed. What was up with the weird order chests were displayed in? So it's somehow reverted to ID sorting on the chests. Reverse ID sorting, I think, was whatever happened there. Because when we added the new chests for some of the weekend promos, it just somehow that sort decided to change, which, you know, lovely fun miracles. But it is back to alphabetical. Yeah, and tiers. Full Chain 109. I posted and hashed the Bruno Siri one on Twitter, but I think I forgot to actually share it. Ha ha ha, I suck at Twitter.
Oh no. I did double check Twitter the other day and I didn't see one. That's unfortunate, but we'll see it for next week for sure.
Yeah, so you just share it somewhere else or like reshare it on Twitter, and we'll definitely show it off next time.
Mm-hmm.
Rusty Knight. Any chance of getting a box for the incoming and outgoing effects? It can be very tricky trying to explain to newer players about abilities when the bubbles overlap or the current boxes are in more effects than cannot be checked. And it can also help with the frequent questions on what treaties is or similar effects from 5th runes that keep coming up. Thanks for the consideration. Well, with today's update, runes will tell you if something is from a legendary piece of gear. So Kevin did make that work for y'all. So it'll say treatises from legendary orb or whatever legendary it comes from. So that'll help. But yes, I was testing and I was like, damn it, I can't read all the bubbles because they're overlapping, because it was one of your dungeon formations that has like all the bubbles on Karen and Mindy. So I was like, aw, I can't read my bubbles. So I'm like, damn it, I really need that list of effects, and then everything might be better. So it's definitely moving up my to-do list. Whipped Quasin. Is the new Seder made of noodles?
That's a good guess. But no.
No. It does kind of look like noodles without color and context, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. I can definitely see why you would guess that.
Papa Tux, can you make the game easier for beginners who have not many money for pay-to-play? We've had a bunch of players restart the game, especially when it was still on websites, because they could just make a new account on the website and start again. And they're like, the beginning of the game really works. It's just some of the bumps where like we introduced the max number cap and players had been farming forever, so like they just plow through it, but it might be harder as you're just trying to acquire idols. But just ask for formation advice pretty well, and yeah, and probably try and get the, I'm not sure And now you guys have the runes, so that should make it a little easier to get power without legendaries and epics and stuff. Yeah, no, we're pretty happy with the balance at the beginning of the game. It's just balancing everything and ignoring super powerful players for the harder stuff. Fly by Moon. Coding is fun. Like in World of Warcraft, one place contains a stone that, if removed, will crash the whole server. Gee. That's fun for WoW, for sure.
Games are a mystery.
Yes. Mafios. The new Crusader is just Grayskull the pirate disguised. Well, so the stream overlay, Livebeard, I was mentioning that achievement for killing a special monster that will spawn on all of the Tier 5 Ghostbeard's great objectives. So Livebeard is that. It's the alive version of Ghostbeard.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Which is why he's so hairy.
He's a big silly beard man.
Looks like Jay chose Easter teaser as the keyword for the next raffle, or the second raffle of the stream.
Accurate.
And someone, Whipped Quazin, was asking about the Phantomondi fire. Well, it wasn't Phantomondi, it was a server farm that caught on fire, right? And Phantomondi just happened to be hosted there. I was surprised to hear about that. Thank you to whoever posted on Reddit that's what happened, because I'd gone to the fan site to check tags for some reason, and I was like, oh, fan site's not there right now.
We've been abandoned.
But yeah, that's really crazy. Not to have backup servers for your server farm? I don't know. But I think Dave was mentioning Linus Tech Tips had some data on those servers or something, and they were all happy they had backups on site wherever Linus is based. GSR is wondering if we want to tease who's getting the skin for the Easter event.
That's up to you.
I'll say no, because we're teasing the Easter Crusader. Right, I have not mentioned the weekend promo. So this weekend, it's the Magical Haberdashery weekend. That's a fun word. With buffs to Carmen and Petunia, Langley, the Bushwhacker, Chef Casey, and Mildred, with a golden hat for Carmen and Petunia.
I had a lot of fun with the chest for that one, actually.
Yeah, no, the chest looks awesome.
Thanks.
And now the Commons is arguing whether FF8 or FF10 is the worst Final Fantasy game.
Oh man, what's wrong with 10?
Someone liked Blitzball, someone didn't like Blitzball.
Well, Blitzball's bad, but 10 is good. 8 is the worst. Fight me. I can't be in there, so I'll say it out loud.
I didn't mind 8. I was just always annoyed that the insta-death was on level 3 and 4, so it's like, I want a level 99 Squall when I'm trying to go take out a level 100 Tonberry. Yeah. Rusty Knight says the achievement to kill a live beard sounds really interesting. Jay is saying their friend has a PS4 and the FF7 remake part 1, and she enjoyed it, but Jay has never played Final Fantasy.
Oh man.
But to be fair, it is like a generational thing, right?
Yeah, a little bit. There was definitely a gap. Like, everybody mostly talks about 7, 8, 9, and 10, So like 11 was kind of a trash fire because they tried to do the online thing. 12 I've heard is fine, but I've never played it. And then 13 is and then 14 is another online one that started as a trash fire and then completely rewrote itself and is now fantastic.
Yeah.
And then 15 took like 8 years to come out or whatever. But I think they're worth playing, at least, you know, some of them.
Yeah.
And they're not too hard to... there's emulators now. But also I think some of them are on Steam, aren't they?
Yeah, they did a bunch of remasters on Steam.
Yeah.
All of them are actually now out? No, there might be like one of the earlier ones that's still missing, but...
Maybe. I actually replayed 9 Sammy recently, I think within quarantine, god. With some mods, including one called Moguri Mod, which basically, like, between machine learning and some artists, they redid every texture in the game, and it's just gorgeous. It was so happy going through that. 9's my personal favorite.
I always wanted to like 9, but then I could never beat the final boss, even with Cheat Engine. I was like, why can't I beat this with Cheat Engine? I think that was another level 100 issue, maybe? Mm-hmm. Or just the way the gear system worked. Jay says the only console they had was the 360. So, yeah, I can't play Final Fantasy on a 360.
No.
Rusty Knight, silly suggestion for the superhero event, a crusader that is a hat, wearing hats that throw hats, like Oddjob, and all the gear are hats.
Oh.
That's a lot of hats. Hats all the way down. Obey 1988. Hello, Erika and Kat. Have a nice stream. I have a question for you, Erika. Whenever you read my nickname, you always chuckle. Probably did it when reading this too. I'm just curious what is awkward about it. Do I always chuckle? I'll have to go rewatch some streams. I chuckle about a lot of things, right? Definitely slapping large huge.
Or a giggly bunch.
Yeah, no, I'm mostly just a giggly bunch. Also, obey. Obey is a funny word, right?
Wasn't Obey 1988? Isn't that a reference to, like...
What, that one John Carpenter movie with the hidden propaganda? No, is it John Carpenter? No.
I'm not really sure. It feels like it should be a reference, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. And then 1988 is the year my brother was born, so it was like...
Oh!
It was like... that's so long ago. Fly by Moon is the new Crusader made of licorice straps.
Oh, that's One Piece, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, he said it was noodles, so what else looks like?
Yeah.
Ropes and stuff. Eternal Goat Slayer. Is there a certain idol count one should have before attempting Tier 4 the machine stops? I don't know if I am close or need to wait and acquire a character like the twins. Machine stops. What was that the equivalent of reaching DPS-wise? It's humans only, so it's pretty doable. The tough one is Evil Scheme, because that's evil or demon, and some of those overlap. Oops. That's Moon. Still probably a good chunk of idols, though. I want to say the area 1600 is like reaching area 4000 on a free play. So if you can reach area 4000, probably should be okay. Seastorm Op, good morning and have a great day. Going to play golf inside. Warm weather on its way. Cheers.
Have a good time.
Have fun. Yeah, it was gonna be warm, like it was teasing us outside, and then it just decided it wanted to be 0 overnight again, so it was like really cold for the walks in for the morning. Storinda, oh my god, I just realized my screen was frozen on the coming soon and you guys were watching. I missed the whole thing practically.
Oh no. Well, the VOD is there. I know it's not quite the same, but...
Yeah, sorry. But we did really enjoy your Bruno series sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And the hair on the Bruno. Very good. Full chain. Aw, Celexi, I'll join that club. My browser says arrow and has stopped playing the video. Thanks for the chest. Good night, all.
Good night.
Night. Thanks for staying up. Cassius, a live beard looks hairy. Oh, 'cause a beard. So, hair. Hairy beard. Obey, it's just my name's first letter and my last name's first 3 letters. No pun there.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'll try not to giggle as much as I giggle normally.
See,
I'm not laughing at you, though.
Whenever you say it, I always think it's obey, like the word, O-B-E-Y. So I always think of, like, 1984 and stuff like that. So as just someone who has only heard it and just now looked up and been like, oh. Yes,
it's an A. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that could be it too, just like everyone saying obey. 1988, 1984, yeah. Subconscious giggling. Fiber Moon says, yes, it was a John Carpenter movie. The movie is They Live, starring Roddy Piper. Great movie. That fight scene for 7 minutes, though, it was a good fight scene, because it wasn't all cut up to shit, but it was like, is this gonna end now? Is this gonna end now?
Yeah, you gotta have a limit on everything.
Yeah. Cubic, do you have any concrete plans to speed up challenges? I was thinking something like sprint, but starting at token 100 and not before. Nothing concrete yet. Still toying with ideas, but some way to speed them up for sure. Also, are you changing alien squiggles to squiddles? I quite liked that idea. But he's jellyfish over squid, right? And Henrik Bergstrom, are those Pocky sticks?
They are.
Ooh. Oh, no, pretty good for a short little stream today. But I think Margaret's gonna be in the office, or already is in the office, so I am going to be nice and put an end to the stream. Rusty night. It's pretty awesome to hear you're trying out dungeon forms. Ha, yes. Well, you guys, I wanted to see what Mindy would do in a dungeon form, so yeah, she was super powerful. That's why her rune is what it's going to be. Kat, the teaser drawing looks pretty nifty. I'm getting some Mystery Science 3000 vibes from it a little.
I do like Mystery Science Theater, so I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I guess it does kind of look like one of the robot thingies.
Yeah, I mean, they're all made of trash, so that, that tracks.
Aww, poor new Crusader. So yeah, tier 5, Ghostwood's Greed, and the next batch of runes this afternoon. Sorry about the late start. I will make a note to check in the future that I'm in the right XSplit. I've been Erika, that's been Kat. Jay has been awesome on the CNE Games account, grabbing your questions and running the raffles. And that's been our show for Thursday, March 18th, 2021. March is almost over.
Yeah, it just... time flying by.
Yeah, so thank you all for joining us, and you guys are awesome as always, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.